This perp back with another video, and I finally got around to finishing up this review for this new series, or should I say mini series, on Hulu called Little Fires Everywhere. It's starring Reese Witherspoon and Kerry Washington. And man, I'm gonna break these down into parts, so I will be talking about the first 3 episodes in this part, and then part 2 we'll talk about episode 4 and 5. So if everybody's cool with that, that's great. Let me know how you like the format. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and also follow me on Twitter at perpminded420. With all that being said, let's get right into the video. So I was looking forward to this series ever since I saw the first trailer, and I really liked Reese Witherspoon in Big Little Lies. If you haven't checked that out on HBO, definitely go check it out. You know, Reese Witherspoon is really good in this, but it opens up with her character's house getting burnt down, and then we flash back in time before those events, and we get to meet a lot of her family, that being Moody, her youngest son, and her youngest daughter named Lizzy. You know, these are 2 kind of outcast kids. The oldest daughter, Lexi, and the oldest brother, Trip, I think his name was. But anyways, it was a cool introduction to her character. Then we get introduced to Kerry Washington's character, Maya, and her daughter, Pearl. And essentially what's going on with her character and her daughter is they're always on the move. She's living in her car. And in the beginning of this, you know, Reese Witherspoon's character, Elena, sells Maya a house out of, let's just say, the kindness of her heart at this moment. But the highlight of this series, I'm telling y'all, is Moody and Pearl. These 2 are the highlight of the series. I think they bring more to the show than even Reese Witherspoon and Kerry Washington. But they got kind of a love interest thing going back and forth throughout these first 3 episodes. Now, Elena is a very interesting character, as you know, she is very ignorant to her surroundings and her kids, and only really pays attention to certain things and tries to always fix things where it doesn't really need to be fixed. I guess that's a good way to kind of describe her character, as, you know, she has a hard time relating to her youngest, Lizzy, and she kind of connects more with Pearl, which you have this happening on the flip side, because Pearl is hiding something at this moment. She's going through changes, and Elena doesn't really know how to really deal with this. On the same side of this, you have Kerry Washington's character, Maya, having a hard time dealing with the changes that Pearl is going through. At the same time, she is connecting with Lizzy, where they're both artists. That's pretty much what Maya does for a living, as an artist, and she sees what's going on with Lizzy and what she's going through. Now, going on to the second episode, Pearl is becoming a lot closer with the Richardsons, the whole family, while things between Lizzy and her mother start to slowly escalate. But we finally get to see them at school and how things are. Lexi, the oldest daughter, has a black boyfriend. I will get to that a little bit later in this video. Moody is showing Pearl around how to get around the school, while Lizzy is kind of struggling with people teasing her about being a lesbian, but she hasn't come out and said that, which leads to me seeing Maya and Lizzy get a lot closer as the series progresses. And it's interesting to see the character of Maya kind of not see what's going on with her own daughter, but is able to see what's going on with Lizzy. while things between Pearl and her mother, Maya, aren't really going as smooth. She's kind of tired of moving around and her mom always assuming stuff. And, she's also trying to fit in and make friends. And I would say the whole theme of this series is pretty much about motherhood. And I'll get a little bit more into why I think that, because of this conversation that Elena and Maya have at the end of episode 2 that gets Maya really emotional and kind of not storms out the house but leaves the Richardson's house. Oh, I almost forgot to mention that in the beginning episodes, Elena offered Maya a job to work at her house, and you know how that kind of looks. It looks kind of crazy, but she ends up working at the house just to make some extra money. Going into episode 3, now we get into the meat and potatoes of where this could possibly go as we get introduced to one of Maya's co-workers, Bebe Chow. I probably butchered her name, but we get a lot of backstory on her struggling, missing her daughter that she gave up because it was just too much for her to handle at the time, which she kind of looks at Maya as somebody that could help her or somebody she could latch onto, because it is tough when you make decisions like that to give up your kid. So that's pretty much what Maya's character's doing this episode, is trying to help a co-worker. Meanwhile, you remember me mentioning the oldest daughter, Lizzy, and how much of a thought she is, and she is just like her mother. It was said earlier in the first episode by the husband that, Lexi is just like her mother, and it completely shows, but she takes it to another level, because I think she's just dating Brian just to kind of feel better about herself. She feels like she's entitled to get whatever she wants. She even goes as far as trying to take credit for the letter that Pearl wrote, because she was having issues with her class and she wanted to use that speech as her her letter of recommendation or whatever the fuck shit was for college. And Brian's not with that. He doesn't like the fact that she took that idea from somebody else that is black just like him. And we'll get back to that, as Elena and Lizzy aren't really seeing eye to eye. Elena is still trying to figure out what's going on with her. What are these rumors that she's hearing about her daughter? Are they true? And like I said, she's just really oblivious to things that are around her. She doesn't really know how to connect with certain people in her family. There's a lot of things going on. Meanwhile, Lizzy and the gang pretty much come up with the idea to just go to homecoming. So this is a chance for our characters to get closer with each other. While this is going on, Pearl and Lexi are getting very close. Lexi ends up buying a dress for Pearl, which I feel like she's planting the seeds for something, like she wants to control her, just like she has kind of manipulated Brian in a way. We're just got to wait and see how that goes. Maya isn't really having it. She feels some type of way about the Richardsons and just that whole family in general. She's kind of a mixed bag. So speaking of Maya, she's going through this whole episode trying to figure out where she could find, this co-worker's child. Could be she got left. The child was left at this fire station. She goes there, can't find nothing, but ends up coming across somebody at Elena's party that actually is having a party for this child, and tries to keep it low key and not kind of let Elena know what's really going on. Then we head to Homecoming, where everybody is shown up. We get a scene where Brian and Pearl are trying to kick things off, but Pearl, I don't think, is really feeling Brian, but Brian's feeling Pearl. And Lexi's kind of jealous of this. This might end up backfiring on Pearl. While, Lizzy is trying to make things look normal and make people think that she's not a lesbian so she could stop getting picked on. I definitely see things escalating within Elena's life, her marriage, things getting very personal with her kids. Same thing with Maya, as she probably should have not got involved with this woman, even though, yeah, it's fucked up that she gave away her kid. Now, that's going to be some of the plot of this series. We're going to learn more about Maya and her backstory, because it's definitely shady, and I can't wait to see these next few episodes. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below about this whole review. I hope I got the basic stuff out of the way and you kind of understood what was going on. So it's going to be interesting. Let me know what your thoughts and where this could end. Who do you think burnt the house? I'm putting money on it was Lizzy, or probably the Asian woman. But until part 2, which will probably come out after episode 4 or 5, I will see y'all later. Peace.
When are we gonna understand that we are put on earth to love? That's all it's about. Everybody want to figure out how complicated life is and break it down. This is what I truly think. I really think that it's going to keep going on. War going to keep going on. Frustration going to keep going on. Anger going to keep going on till we finally go back down to the simplest word: love.